Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Hughes. I'm the CEO and co-founder of DLA Ignite. Today, I've got Carola Rodrigues to talk to us about your authentic you.
Yes.
Um, and we're going to talk about your story. We're going to talk about what we can do ourselves in terms of a bit of personal brand, but also about looking in ourselves and being the person that we really are. Um, Before we get into that, please tell people where they can find you.
Yeah. So nice to be here. People
Welcome.
can, yeah, thanks. People can find me, of course, at my own website, www.carolarodrigues.nl. And of course, business-wise, LinkedIn is my number one tool to connect.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're very active on LinkedIn.
Yes.
And just to say that you are calling in from the Netherlands, hence the reason why your website is .nl at the end, just in case
Yes.
anyone's looking at .com or .co.uk, it's .nl, isn't it?
Yeah. .com was already forgiven. So yeah. Yeah.
So you've been on a really interesting journey, haven't you? Where, like a lot of us,
Mhm.
we we learn things on the way. We form relationships and we break relationships, and the impact that makes. Talk us a little bit about your journey yourself.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, so to start with, like right now in this moment, as I said before, I'm a little bit like nervous to go into this call because, yeah, of course, English is not my mother language, and then I get a little bit nervous. I don't want to make mistakes, and that was exactly so. 5 minutes before, I was, oh my gosh, why did I say yes to this interview? And then I'm like, no, okay, you can do this, and I know that I'm going to learn like really a lot from doing this,
Mm.
of course. So that's also like something that I really experienced in my life until now. Last summer, I became 40 years. And when I look back at it, every time that it feels like, oh my gosh, it's really, really exciting. Oh, I'm a little bit anxious. Oh, I don't want to do this. Or I want to stay away from that. And if you go there to that place, there is where personal growth starts. And yeah, for myself, I was very young when I became a mom. It was like, and it was a choice. And if nature could, yeah, would be positive to me, then I would get a child at 24. So that had happened. And then I also was 24 when I became an entrepreneur. So yeah, that was an adventure at the same time, and becoming a mom of a baby and becoming an entrepreneur. And I did this. I'm now entrepreneur for almost 17 years. This is my 17th year. I have two sons, and like 5 years ago, 7 years ago, yeah, I got my divorce, and 5 years ago, I got my burnout. And to say that I was the person that always said, like with a very big mouth, personal a burnout is like something that's not real. People who will come in a burnout, like they're like really complaining a lot about life and a burnout. I don't believe in this, la la la. I can do everything. I work 80, 90 hours a week, raise two children, have a business, and I can do everything. I have enough energy. I go to the gym, kickboxing, blah, 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 blah. Until that divorce, and then still I didn't feel it, like really feel it. And then 2 years after, yeah, it hit me. So, and of course, it was really not nice to experience that. But now, when I can look at back at it, it was also again like a really moment that I experienced a lot of personal growth for myself. Yeah.
And we've had a comment from Serenity, who basically said she's excited to learn.
Hmm.
There you go.
Nice. Yeah. Welcome, Serenity.
So you went through those, and I think I don't know about you. Certainly, when I went through my divorce, I felt a lot of shame
Yeah.
because of the fact that I basically was promising to stand up and love this person for the rest of my life, and now I wasn't.
Mhm.
And I had to, explain things to my family and friends, and um, but you actually went on a mission, didn't you, to Nepal?
Yeah, I
So
did.
talk us through that because that was actually quite a big learning for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So that was last March when I went, and like what I said before, in the last 5 years, of course, I was always like very interested in personal growth and personal leadership and development, and the topic like authenticity, also like in a business way, but also for myself. And then when I got my burnout, at that moment, I really needed to go back to therapy. I went to Italy to go on a meditation and silence retreat, and that was for me the next step in going deeper into myself, to find more and more my authentic self, and to become more like 100% Carol. And before that, I was also in the business and as an entrepreneur, but I was from a very hard energy. And like I said before, always working hard and always needed to connect with more men in the business. And then I went to Awake Origins. This is sort of an institute, a training institution here in the Netherlands. And it's really beautiful. It's like a combination for entrepreneurs. If you want to learn about your business, but also like in a spiritual way. So that's I went 3 years ago, and I know I can really remember the moment that my teacher said to me, "Now we're going to do the meditation, and you need to meditate every day." And I said to him, "I will come here, I will do everything, but if you think that I'm going to do like meditation like every day and go sit on a cushion, meditation cushion, you're like really crazy. I don't have time for that." That was my first reaction, primary reaction. And to say now that I meditate like almost every day and I really love it and it brings me like a lot. And in that group, like you have a circle, and I was in a circle with 9 other men. It was really comforting. And then one of those men, it was his dream to go back to Nepal. So he and my teacher, they combined like in a cooperation, and they went to Nepal. And I said like instant, okay, I will go with you. And then a year later, like last March, we went there for 13 days, and I walked into the mountains, and we had nothing. It was really back to basic.
You have
Slept
no
in.
phone, or there's no
No
phone.
phone. No, we needed to give the phone to them. So that's like I had a lot of resistance, and I'm not going to do that. I need to be in connection with my children, not for my socials, not for the business. That's all fine, but not to be in connection with my children. It was really a thing, but I did. And yeah, it was really, really beautiful experience. It was, yeah. You also went for yourself like there, right? You said to me that,
I've been to Nepal on holiday. Yeah, not I
yeah,
didn't do a
hike.
hand the phones in type thing.
Okay.
I don't think we had mobile phones when I went, so it was a
Oh,
few years ago. But
yeah,
I've been to Nepal twice actually. Yeah, it's
yeah,
well, Kathmandu is quite touristy, but
yeah, yeah. Kathmandu is very busy, very loud and noisy. So no, we really went up into the hills, into the mountains, and we stayed there for 13 days and slept in a tent, one person tent, and also when it was freezing and yeah, we didn't have much, but I experienced a lot.
so one of the things that you've done is that you've actually written a book recently, haven't you?
Yeah,
And the book talks about it's only in Dutch, isn't it? It's not in English, but
not
um,
yet.
not yet. But you talk in there about three things, which is love, authenticity, and visibility.
Yeah, well, a little nuance. The last book that I've written, this is this one. It's like intimate bedtime stories,
Yes,
and that's really about intimacy and our sexual
yes,
behavior, and attention for the other, and to be in connection with ourselves and with the other. But this is like I also wrote a management book about social selling like a few
yeah.
years ago, and that's really something else, of course. But as an author, I really love to write about different topics, and also about topics that, as you said before, like going through a divorce and you experience a lot of shame. When we talk about sexuality, there's still a lot of shame. And as adults, we don't talk easily about our desires or about our fantasies or about, yeah, like really what we want. And I think it's very important that we give good example as adults, because we need to raise our children. And as we and then, yeah, of course, I did my research and I now see what children. Of course, I also have my own son. He's almost 16. If I now see how they grow up, yeah, I'm really worrying about this, because like within 2 minutes I have Pornhub on my phone, and that's like the standard what they think that is love and how to make love. And if we don't talk as adults with our children about this, yeah, it will get a lot of trouble, problems for the youth. Yeah.
Mm. There's a TED talk that I've seen about it, which I'm not going to go into the details. People need to look it up, but about what a woman has done with her daughter and how she's explained things. Going back to the meditations,
Yeah.
Serenity says, on days when your mind is especially racing all over the place, there is something you can do to prepare your mind before meditation. That's a question.
Let me see. Is er op dagen dat je iets kan doen om je geest voor te bereiden op de meditatie? Yeah, of course there is. Yeah. Shall I answer?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what helps for myself, because we all experience days that we're like in more silence and in the days that we're like all over the place. Before I go into meditation, I try to create meditative moments, if that's the correct word. So I learned when I was in Italy from my yoga and meditation teacher, for example, to go to the kitchen and to make yourself a cup of tea, but to do it like really slow and to like have all the attention to that cup of tea and how you put into the water into the glass and how you make the tea for yourself and put some honey if you want and how you stir it. And that's like, or you walk through nature like in a really meditative way. And then your nervous system, like it really goes down, 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 and your mind gets more clear. I hope, and then you can go to meditation to sit on your cushion.
I'm no meditation expert, but I did during lockdown. I did a meditation course.
Okay.
Through the app Calm, and that was all about having a place where you go, where you know, and a position where you know your, what did you call it, the starting position where you basically sit. And I'm sort of like doing it now, where I was sitting with my hands on my thighs on a particular chair.
Yeah.
And basically, as soon as I know I'm in that position, my body knows that is a meditation, and that happens. And exactly as I'm sitting here now and I'm putting my hands on my thighs, I can feel myself slowing down. It just automatically kicks in.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
I did a course over 30 days. It was one of those things where you do it every day. And of course, at that point, it then becomes second nature.
Yeah. And I think also very important for a lot of people, if they want to go do a meditation and it doesn't work for you, so you have like a lot of thoughts, it's not something, we all experience this, but it's not something that you need to say to yourself, oh my gosh, now I have all these thoughts. No, it's like, okay, well, here's the thought and I just let it by and it's okay. And then I go back to myself, and sometimes it helps to visualize that you have like a sort of connection with the universe, but maybe it's like too spiri, I don't know. But for me, it helps to see that like in that I'm really connected with the universe, with nature, and it brings me really back to one sort of line, and then I can go into the real meditation.
So in terms of your love, authenticity, and visibility, talk us through those 3 points for us.
Yeah. So, okay, I've experienced that these are the 3 most important values for me in life and also in business. So for me, everything that I do, everything that I want to be, I can bring back to love. In everything. So love for myself, but love for the other, love for the customers, love for the business, and then of course the passion for the business and all kinds of things like this. But yeah, love is my number one. And then in the business, I became an expert on social selling as yourself, and then I went a little bit further to personal branding, and then I went a little bit further to your authentic self, to your authentic core. So authenticity for me is very important, and I experience a lot of my customers, but also my coachees, that they struggle with this. That because what they experience in life, that they put like some layer over themselves, and then something else happens, or something else, someone else says bad words to you. Oh, again an extra layer, and then you have a sort of gap from who you really are, what you really want, and that's like really a pity. So that's, for me, it's very important, like in my business mission, to help others with this. And that's the start, that's the basic. And if you have that in a correct way for yourself, and you can feel that you're on the good way and that you're like really in touch with your authentic self, then you can be visible in a really easy way, because then everything is correct, and everything, yeah. If you want to share a message, if you want to share your promise, if you want to connect with a potential customer, then it's not hard to do it, because it's real and it's authentic, and it's like from within, from a passion. And then selling or sales becomes not easy, because of course you need to close the deal and you need to do like the bargain and everything, but then it's become more easy.
So how is somebody that doesn't feel that? How do I start that right now?
I can give you an assignment, and we can. I if you
Well,
would.
if there were people watching and saying, I'd love to be in a position where I love people, I'm authentic, and so how would we start that?
Yeah, yeah, a really simple assignment that I always give people when they come to me for a training or a coaching session is, before they come, then I send them an email or send them a message, and I said to them, okay, tomorrow is a session. You cannot think a lot about this assignment. It's like really in an intuitive way. Walk through your house or through your garden or your garage, and look for a symbol, like a product or something that really translates your authentic self. So what is important for you? And then sometimes they come with, like, okay, I'm thinking about a picture, or I'm thinking about something that I bought in Nepal, or that I got a present from someone. I'm doubting, is this the one? And then it already is started, because it's not about what is good or is wrong, because everything that you choose is good. And then I ask the people, okay, so bring it to the training session or bring it to the coaching session, and tell your story about this authentic symbol, about this authentic thing that you've chosen, what represents you, and why did you chose this, and some words, some keywords, some key sentence around this symbol. Please write them down, and then we're going to talk about the story. And that's the beginning of a little story that has to do with your authentic self. And from there on, we go further.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So, also in terms of, if I want to achieve something and I have a dream to achieve something, what's the best way to do that? Can you walk us through about how I would actually go about achieving that?
Yeah, I really believe in achieving your dreams, but also like being realistic. Yesterday, I had a conversation with a potential customer, and she said to me, "You're the first one who's now saying to me, please don't give up your now, what's the word when you work for a boss? Please don't give up your
When you work,
baan."
so,
Uh, No, I don't know the word, but okay, it doesn't matter. Don't give up the place that you're now working for a boss, but because you wanted to become an entrepreneur. And I said to her, okay, that's a really nice dream. And of course, I believe in you, and I think you should investigate this for yourself. But be realistic. You also need to pay the bills, right? So, yeah, step by step. And what I did for myself, for example, I wanted to write a book, and that's like something that for a lot of people is like a dream they want to achieve. I wrote it down. I put it on the wall. I strongly believe in the power of visualization. So I saw it every day myself writing that book. I started writing that book. I didn't have like really a full plan, and but I just started, and every day I was thinking about writing the book, writing the book, writing the book, and then I did. And the same is for example, like was also a bucket list thing, not maybe a dream, but something that I really, really wanted to do is like have my first fight in the kickbox scene. Also, really was like, whoa, can I do this? I'm a woman. At that time, I was 33. Am I not too old? No, I really wanted to do this. Okay, I wrote it down, put it on the wall. Yeah, and every day I thought about this dream, about this thing that I want to achieve. And don't listen to people who say to you, "Oh, you cannot write a book," or "There's already 100 books written about this topic." Okay, but your book is your book, and you're different. So don't listen too much to other people. just follow your own intuition and your own heart.
So what you're saying is that, you do need to have a big dream, but also you need to kind of break it down into what you can achieve today as well.
Yeah, step by step. Yeah, and be really realistic. Don't say goodbye to your job. That was the word I was looking for. Your job. Don't say goodbye to your job because it pays the bills. But maybe you can start working for 3 days and 2 days as an entrepreneur. And yeah.
Carola, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story and sharing your advice. Remind people where they can get hold of you.
Yeah, they can connect with me on LinkedIn, of course, that's my number one, but also, of course, on the other social media platforms, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever they want. And my own website, www.carolarodrigues.nl.
.nl, yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your insights. It's been fascinating. Thank you.
Thanks, Tim, for having me.
Thank you very much.